Mom! Oh, Mira, darling, and Mr. Allen's son.
Mrs. Smith, you know you're very welcome to join us. We will not give you back our mother.
Trouble Busters!
Hey, Trevor, Seth, could you put these materials in a storage facility? No problem, sir. Right on. My name is Alan, and I run a small local factory. It is rather small, but it's a business that's appreciated by the townsfolk, and I'm very proud of it. What's wrong, Mira? You look blue, a little.
I just got a call from Mom and she didn't seem like herself. Linda this time. Hello? Yes, Mira? Is Mrs. Smith with you right now? No.
Damn it, where could that witch have gone? Slight argument and now this.
A slight argument, you say?
What did Linda want, Mira?
Looks like my mother's left the house.
What? We have to know if she's okay.
Mom! Oh, Mira, darling. And Mr. Allen.
What's happened, ma'am?
I'm so sorry, dears. I must look so pathetic.
Mrs. Smith, you know you're very welcome to join us.
Mr. Allen, you mean to invite me to stay at your place, but this is so sudden. I know I'll only cause you trouble.
Oh, nonsense, ma'am. We are a family after all. Helping each other in times like these is a pleasure.
Mr. Allen. Allen, are you sure?
Of course. She is our mother after all. This is Mrs. Mary Smith, mother to our Mira here, gentlemen. She'll be living with us from this day onwards, so Trevor, Seth, you know what to do.
Call me Mary, gentlemen. My hobby is doing housework of all kinds. I hope to support you all with good, healthy cooking. Thank you so much for your warm welcome.
Afternoon, ma'am. Trevor's the name, and Japanese curry's my game. Every day, maybe. My name is Seth, Mary. I'm 24 years old, and I'd rather jump off a cliff than eat green bell peppers.
I gotta tell you, Mira, the factory's performance skyrocketed since your mother joined us.
Oh, she'll be so happy to hear those words, Alan.
Since she volunteered to do all the housework, we can focus on our jobs more.
After all, up until now, we've been assigning chores like cleaning and cooking, and it wasn't very effective, was it?
Both Trevor and Seth are now absolute slaves to Mrs. Smith's cooking, too.
Me too. You have no idea how happy I am to be eating Mom's cooking every day once again.
I'm glad to be doing something for her, too, Mira. Let's do our best forward, the 5 of us. Huh? What are you writing, Mrs. Smith?
Oh, Alan, Mira, my dears. A bit clumsy, wasn't I? It's my diary, you see. Been writing in it ever since I was your age.
A diary? Since you were our age?
Yes, I was just finished writing in it. I couldn't be happier to be welcomed into Alan and Mira's family.
Excuse me, but you mean to tell me the diary dates back several decades?
Is that so shocking, love?
Mrs. Smith, if you don't mind, could you perhaps tell us in detail what happened back home?
Oh, Alan.
You need not push yourself, ma'am. I feel like I can make you feel safer and more comfortable if I know just a little.
Alan! Thank you, love. Mira, darling, you made a wonderful choice for a husband. So much has happened, you understand? In short, Linda is quite a handful. Among everything else, the most painful is how she robbed me of all my savings for after retirement.
What?
And you know how Cliff is, no resistance, basically her personal errand boy. I can't bear to see anyone's face after discovering the secrets of Linda Smith.
The secrets of Linda Smith?
Yes, you see, I found out by happenstance. Something that would completely destroy my son's marriage. I just don't have solid evidence, that's why I've been silent about it thus far. I have a bad feeling about this. That's what's been going on, and eventually I couldn't take it anymore.
And you ran away from home? That's terrible.
I'm so sorry, my dears, for telling you these dark tidings. Oh, Mom.
Mrs. Smith, you needn't worry anymore.
Hell yeah, Madam Mary. Show us that smile of yours, Mary.
Trevor? Even you, Seth? You heard everything, huh?
Trevor, Seth, thank you so much.
What a mediocre little outhouse.
For real, Linda.
Cliff? And Miss Linda, too?
What's your business here? We're working, as you can see.
Yeah, simmer down with that tone, redhead. We may be in-laws, but we're also siblings.
Listen to her.
I just happened to hear that y'all were doing pretty well. I just popped in to see with my own eyes. I was hoping to see a gigantic warehouse, but damn, working in this place must be friggin' pathetic.
For real, Linda.
Everyone, lunch is almost ready. Oh!
Ah, Mom, there you are.
Cliff, Linda.
I just knew it. I knew you were behind this.
What exactly do you want barging in like this? We're rushing to meet a deadline, you see.
Oh, I see now. You're being so kind to Mrs. Smith because you want that estate of hers, don't ya? No use, people. That witch doesn't have any more savings. Too bad for you frickin' lot.
We're not living with her for such selfish, shallow reasons at all.
We will not give you back our mother.
Linda, I heard everything about what you did to Mrs. Smith.
Eh? What are you on about? Could you, not make a misunderstanding out of this?
Do not feign ignorance. We have evidence here. Without a doubt, we can demand compensation from you.
What?
Just so you know, your charm speak isn't gonna work with us.
It will not. This, along with what will come, is your destiny. Ooh, wait a minute. What are you saying we did to Mrs. Smith?
You told us yourself not 2 minutes ago, Linda, about her savings. You made her give you everything she had because you were going to renovate the house.
That was to renovate her home, Alan. She lived with us then, too. Shouldn't be anything wrong with asking her to contribute.
Exactly what she said, Mom. We properly discussed all this and we came to an agreement.
If you were living together, you contributing to the renovation would also be axiomatic.
I admit we had her pay for everything, but all things considered, she gave consent to all that, so that's that. All the payments have been done and backtracking on problems is only gonna make things worse.
Let's issue a protection order in court, Mrs. Smith. With that done, we can dispose of any physical contact from Linda and her husband.
What? What do you mean? It'll be illegal for Linda to see Mom, you mean?
Yep, if the court deems a situation appropriate to issue a protection order, that is.
Clifford! Just wait a minute. You aren't thinking of anything suspicious, are you?
Mom!
Your life ahead of you is much longer than mine, son.
Hey now, you really want to say something that'll frickin' shake the foundation of your own son's marriage?
I'm his mother, I can do that, yes. Cliff, son, I'll tell you once again, think carefully about this.
Linda, I'm sorry.
Clifford!
Psych! There ain't no way I'm gonna leave Linda's side. Not now, not ever. So this diary has things written down that'll make things disadvantageous for Linda, eh? Then this book of curses ought to be frickin' destroyed.
I stand corrected. Way to go, Clifford. I underestimated you.
Unfortunately, destroying that booklet won't help you blockheads.
What?
When did I ever say that was Mrs. Smith's diary, eh?
What? No, this can't be.
That is the notebook I use for work, dimwits. Just insignificant pages of nonsense. Her diary is in her room, duh.
What have I done?
And also, every action here is being recorded by security cameras, so just you be prepared.
Security cameras? But where would they?
Everywhere, buddy. We are a small business, but we're particular about security. Clifford Smith, you have just actively attempted to destroy evidence that brings Linda into a disadvantage. This in itself is another piece of evidence.
What Clifford just did? As evidence?
Indeed. Evidence that he knew full well what cruel treatment his wife was giving his mother, you see.
Clifford! You just made frickin' everything worse!
Sorry. I was completely convinced this notebook was Mom's.
Clifford, I'm so disappointed in you.
Mom.
Despite your powerlessness, I thought you still genuinely cared about me. I thought with all my heart that when Linda's treatment became too much to bear, you'd step in to help me, but today I fully understand the truth. You would rather choose Linda.
I mean, obviously, he would rather choose his wife. Pointing fingers at common sense, are we, ma'am?
Well, yes, as a mother, I always hoped he would choose his wife.
However, there are right times to do this, and wrong times too. The fact you chose to side with the perpetrator, your wife instead of the victim, your own mother.
That's not what a son does. How dare you hurt our beautiful darling mother? What the frick, idiots?
Thank you, Trevor and Seth, but that'll be enough.
Ma'am, Mrs. Smith, I'm just so frustrated.
It's all right, my dears. This is something my son decided on his own, and I accept it. I must do what I must as a mother.
Huh? Wait, Mom.
Listen, when you and Mira were both born, I reviewed the contents of our insurance.
Oh, okay.
Livelihood costs were covered by your father. That's why I was able to put in quite a bit of money into your insurance trusts, you see?
So, in other words...
In the event I cancel the trust now, even just with your money, the payment will amount to about 60 grand.
What? That much?
I give all of that money to your sister.
What? Hey, what the... What?
Mrs. Smith! I didn't know you had that kind of money. That's not frickin' fair. That's the money you put into Clifford's trust, right?
That's right, but this is what the situations came to. I suppose even you, Clifford, can understand what I must be feeling now since I want to change the receiver.
Clifford, say something, eh?
You just can't, can you, sir? Now that you betrayed your beloved mother and sided with your treacherous wife instead.
Kick a man when he's down, why don't you?
All right then, enough with the accusations, yeah? All the cowards congregate against us. See if I care. Shut the frick up already. Go on then, be my goddamn enemies. However, I'll also do whatever I want to you assholes. Say whatever, do whatever now, pricks, or you'll never get to do that again. Think about that, eh?
What a damn bitch.
Linda, do you act that way towards that Mark of yours?
What? How do you know about...
I saw you with him in town one day by chance, walking hand in hand. I got curious, so I followed you for some time thereafter.
You? What are you doing, eh?
You went into a cafe where you two talked pretty enthusiastically. You were calling him Mark with such an endearing tone. I kept this truth from Clifford for so long, I thought I would just destroy your marriage if I said anything.
Linda!
Yes, Clifford, I was having an affair. The hell do you want from me?
That's my damn line, you bitch!
After that, Linda and Clifford fought quite a damn bit about their divorce.
What? 30 grand in alimony? That's preposterous!
No, even this is still pretty mediocre. Know thyself and how much you made Mom and I mentally suffer!
Clifford came to me for some advice, and I did him the favor of introducing him to an accomplished lawyer. In the end, Linda went to pay her ex-husband the amount of money he initially demanded. After the divorce, no one knows where she disappeared to.
Madam Mary, seconds if you please. Me too!
Okay, boys, just you wait.
Mr. Smith still lives with us happily to this day. I'm sure that with everyone's strength and solidarity, we can overcome anything that stands in our way to happiness. Respect each other. We are family after all. Troublebusters.